It was supposed to be just another fun weekend sleepover at my friend Jake's house. You know how it is, video games, junk food, scary movies, and trying to stay up all night. But what happened that night? I still can't explain. Even thinking about it now makes my skin crawl. This is the story of the shadow at Jake's sleepover, a night I'll never forget. It started off perfectly normal. Friday night, we grabbed a bunch of snacks from the corner store and headed over to Jake's house. His parents were out for the weekend, so it was just the two of us. Perfect, right? We set up our sleeping bags on the floor of his room, surrounded by comic books, half-eaten pizza slices, and soda cans. We stayed up watching ridiculous horror movies and laughing at how fake they looked. I wasn't scared, at least not at first. Around midnight, Jake finally passed out. His snoring filled the room deep and loud. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, scrolling through my phone in the dim blue glow. That's when I heard it. A low creaking noise, like someone stepping carefully on wooden stairs. I froze. The noise stopped. I held my breath, waiting. Nothing. I told myself it was the old house settling, Jake's family had lived there forever. But then, it came back. Creak, pause, creak, slow and deliberate. I sat up and turned toward the hallway. The door to his room was cracked open just a few inches. A thin line of hallway darkness stretched out into the rest of the house. I couldn't see anything at first, but then my eyes adjusted. A shadow. It moved across the hallway wall, long, thin, and human-shaped. It glided, like it wasn't touching the floor. My heart nearly stopped. I rubbed my eyes, thinking it was a trick of the light from the hallway lamp. But when I looked again, it was still there. Just out of sight, disappearing around the corner. I jumped up and almost screamed, but I bit my lip hard enough to taste blood. I ran to the door and pushed it open. Nothing. The hallway was empty. The air was cold. I stepped out into the hallway and listened. Silence. Not even the sound of the heater kicking in. I looked left and right but saw nothing. I didn't dare go further down the hallway. My mouth was dry and I could feel the sweat pooling at the back of my neck. I forced myself to go back into the room. I locked the door. I sat on the bed and hugged my knees, breathing in and out as slowly as I could. I told myself I'd probably fallen asleep while watching TV and dreamed the whole thing. But then I heard it again. A loud, hollow thud from upstairs, followed by the slow creaking of a door swinging open. I froze. Jake was still snoring beside me. I stared at the ceiling in terror. The noises upstairs stopped. I didn't move for what felt like an hour. I debated waking Jake up, but something stopped me. I didn't want to admit I was scared. Besides, what if I got up and there was nothing there? I'd look like a fool. So I stayed quiet. Minutes later I thought I heard something else. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate, and heavier this time. Coming down the stairs. I got up and pressed my ear to the door. It came closer. Creak, creak, creak. It stopped right outside. My legs turned to ice. I clutched my phone like it was a weapon, even though I knew it wouldn't help. The door handle twitched. It stopped moving. The footsteps slowly moved away again, as if, whatever it was, decided against entering. I didn't sleep after that. At some point, maybe around 3 a.m., I must have dozed off for a few minutes because when I woke up, the hallway light was flickering. I sat up and froze again. There it was. The shadow. Only this time it was standing just outside the door. Tall, dark, featureless. It didn't look like it had a face. I wanted to scream, but my throat locked up. It stood still for what felt like forever. I scrambled backward, grabbing my sleeping bag, pulling it around me like a shield. The shadow didn't move. And then, it vanished. No footsteps. No door movement. Just gone. I lay awake until sunrise, convinced it would return. When Jake's parents came home around 9 a.m., I forced a smile and pretended like nothing had happened. Dude, you okay? Jake asked, still groggy from sleep. Yeah. I just didn't sleep well, I lied. I wanted to tell him everything, the creaking noises, the footsteps, the shadow outside the door. But what if he laughed? What if he thought I made it up? Even worse, what if it really happened? What if whatever it was still inside the house? So I kept it to myself. It's been years since that night, but I still have trouble sleeping when I'm alone. Every time I hear a creak or a door swing open, I freeze and check the hallway, half expecting to see that dark figure standing there again. What scared me most wasn't that I saw something strange. It was that it could be real. And that maybe it's still out there. If you've ever had a sleepover that went horribly wrong, or if you've seen something you can't explain, share it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another creepy story. Stay safe, and keep the lights on tonight.